Yeah, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Alright. Shalom. We want to say
Kahla Yahawashi Bashir Rahmatullahi.
and double honor to the apostles and the elsewhere millstones. Salutations to the elect, pushing his word, the truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. You get Matthew 10:5.
That's right. This is in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. It says, These 12 Yahawashi sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
That's right. So when Yahawashi, this is what they call the great declaration, basically, or I don't know, whatever the Christians call it. They have like a particular name for it. But this is where Yahawashi was with the disciples at the time. They told them not to enter into the cities of the Samaritans or enter the cities of the Gentiles, right? Because a lot of people don't understand. You have two meanings to the word Gentile. You have Gentile Israelites who were Israelite foreigners who didn't know that they were Israelites, and then you got actual Gentiles who are of the other nations and have nothing to do with Israel. That right there, if you were to look up that word right there, you'd already start to see the segregation. You start to see the dividing for who this truth is meant for and who it isn't meant for.
Yeah, that's why when Paul said there's no difference between no Jew or Greek, because they're the same people.
Yeah,
you know,
by
right?
blood.
Yeah, that's kind of like just saying, there's no difference between Benjamin or Judah.
Yeah.
It's like
Israel.
they're both Israelites, they're just from different tribes.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between Jew or Greek. They're both Israelites. It's just that one knows that they're Israelites, and the other ones are just being ignorant.
Sincerely or willfully.
Yeah, exactly. And it says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So man, even that verse just broke down the meaning of that word.
Yeah.
The lost house.
Yeah, the lost sheep.
Yeah, the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Exactly. Which were where? In these different particular areas.
Yeah.
The Lord said not to go into the way of the Gentiles. He said, don't go, to the heathen nations.
Yeah.
Go to the Israelites who are among the heathen nations. That's why I said the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
Because they were scattered among all of these different nations, man. That's something, that people, don't understand. And there's some people who are willingly, being ignorant to it, man. They don't want to learn it, man. It's because their mind has been indoctrinated into that the Lord loves everybody. So there's no way that the Lord, could say there's no difference between Jew or drink, as in He's not talking about everyone, to them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy, man. The Most High really shut up the eyes of you 2/3, man. Because even though, no matter how much proof you bring out, we can look up that word right in front of you and show you the definition of that word, and you still will find some kind of excuse to say, well, my pastor said, and it's like it's right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why when you get, that's why we're gonna mock, we're gonna laugh at you, man. When you get judged, when all hell breaks loose, 2019 is gonna be a heavy year, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a heavy year.
It's already started.
It's already started. You can already feel it. It's already starting, man.
Yeah.
It's like what, like a week from now?
Yeah. Like something like that, like about a week.
Yeah. So Esau is gonna be pushing that mark of the beast out heavy, the RFID chip heavy. Then you Jakes are gonna get caught up even deeper than you are now.
Yeah.
Because right now you guys are already caught up mentally. Wait till you start taking that chip, and then when Yahawashi comes, then you're really gonna understand that you were fools when you chose not to listen to the men of the Lord.
Yeah, exactly. And there's camps out there that are teaching that the RFID chip or the mark of the beast is Christianity.
Or an embargo.
Yeah, you cannot buy and sell with Christianity, man. You can't go to the store and say I'm a Christian and then pick up something.
That's the Christianity is not a currency.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Lord has it set like that as a stumbling block to the people that He doesn't want to get this truth, man. Because hey, the Scripture says, the Lord said, let me actually get it, rather than just speaking on it, let me just actually get it. I believe it's in the book of Ezekiel, but I just want to make sure. Yeah,
It's crazy because you'll have all the other nations will believe. You got other nations that believe that RFID chip is the mark of the beast, but except for Israel, and it's in their own it's in their own book. That's why the majority of people that are going to take the chip are going to be Israelites. Because Israel in this kingdom is the really the dumbest people, the dumbest nation in this kingdom is Israel. That's why we're on the bottom. So you're the first. You're Esau's first target when it comes to the chip, or you're his easiest target rather.
Yeah, because our people are at the bottom, and they're the ones who are most likely going to be in need of things.
Yeah,
right?
come on.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he had spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived the prophet. And I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. So you got people who call themselves prophets, and they go out there and then they speak about, pretty much that the RFID chip or the mark of the beast is Christianity and so on and on. Like, this new camp, Adam Abbott, right? These guys are speaking and saying, that the mark in the book of Revelation is spiritual, that charagma is spiritual. How the hell is charagma spiritual when it says incision? And then on top of that, Esau himself is a natural man.
Yeah.
Esau is not spiritual, man. So Esau's not going to set a spiritual mark upon you, man. He will set a physical mark because he's a carnal man. And then on top of that, like again, you cannot buy Christianity, man, or philosophy.
Yeah,
you can't buy with philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. That alone should be able to get you out of that madness. Just by breaking it down like that.
Come on, I'll read this again. Ezekiel 14, verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord Yahweh, have deceived that prophet, and will stretch out my hand upon him, and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel.
So guess what? The Most High has their number, man. The Most High, you Drakes out there preaching not according to the scriptures. The Most High has your number, man. And he's the one who's setting you up for destruction. And it's funny because no matter how much you read this to them, and them being the people who are deceived, they still won't believe that they're being deceived. That shows you how powerful the Most High is, man.
The Lord has it.
Danger to
Yeah. And it says back in Matthew chapter 10, verse 7, now it says, and as ye go preaching, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Right, which we're doing right now.
Yep.
Which we've been doing since the beginning of our apostles, even before them. Right? We're out here preaching the times at hand,
Right.
And get right.
Yeah.
Because, again, we sound like a broken record, but there's going to be a time where the Most High is not hearing anything.
Yeah. Just like in the time of Noah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was him, through the angels, if I'm not mistaken, who kept his hand on the door.
Yeah,
even though Noah's friends and everyone were knocking on the door.
Yeah.
This is going to be worse because now, back then it was water. Now it's going to be fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
Right? So,
that's right.
You can't. It's funny, man. The Most High covered all angles, so that when you're judged, you have nothing to say to him.
Yeah.
You have nothing to say because he'll show you, well, look at this. You were here at this time, and the men were out here. You mocked them.
Yeah. Or, you might have went on YouTube and the Lord set up the comment board, to hear your murmurings, man. Because honestly, that's what that is set up for, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Very
true. Actually, that's true. Yeah,
because you had a lot of Israelites who were murmuring, against the Lord, and how were they doing it? They were, pretty much speaking. They were speaking against Moses, man. Because Moses came, on the behalf of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
He said the Lord do this, and then they were speaking against that, so they were actually speaking against the Lord.
Yeah.
Because the words that Moses came with were not his.
Yeah,
they were the Lord's, man.
Exactly.
And that's the same thing on this comment board. You got people scoffing and so on and on. You're actually speaking against the Lord, man. So those things, you got to take it into exactly. You have to take it into account, consideration that, hey, if you just talk shit on the comment board, that might be your ass right there.
Yeah, even I remember like even being out here, you get people who piss at the signs. You know, who piss and snicker or they might laugh when we're out here, or just give a dirty look at what the signs are, like the picture of Yahawashi and so-called or Jesus Christ. That itself is a judgment. Right? Because that tells you what they're thinking in their mind.
Exactly. Hey, the scripture talks about how before you utter a word, you think about it in your mind. You know, and whatever you think in your mind before you even speak it, you've already been judged for it.
You've already been judged. That's why Yahawashi said, even if a man may commit, I tell you roughly paraphrasing, if a man commit adultery in his mind, he's already committed adultery.
Yeah.
Right? So it's true. Everything starts here before it manifests out here.
Yeah.
You don't just do. It's not backwards.
Yeah.
Even though some people act like that. Jake act like
they just say it and then they think about it.
And then they think about it later. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it goes on and it says, heal the sick, cleanse the leper, raise the dead, cast out devils, freely ye have received, freely give. And that's what we do with that.
Exactly. That's why you pastors and Nate, all you guys who got the truth freely and now are charging people to obtain the truth.
Yeah.
And this man is even more wicked than that. You get the truth freely, and then you charge people to get half the truth. You're not even giving them the full truth when you charge them.
Yeah. Or, a lot of the times when you be watching videos on YouTube of these other camps, they just cut it off, and then you have to pay to actually get the rest of the video, man. It's like they would be going into some things, and they're edifying, so-called edifying because they don't have the full truth. But you can pretty much just watch, like, all of a sudden video just cuts off, man. It's done, and then when you read the comment board, people are like, "Yo, where's part 2?"
Yeah, where's part 2?
It's nowhere to be found. You gotta go on the website, or you gotta pay for it.
For a small fee of $29.99, you get part 2 on Friday at 2 p.m. You're the wicked, man. You know, the crazy thing about that? The crazy thing about that is that they actually whether they know or not, they're actually making a big mockery of the Most High.
Hey,
Can you imagine me giving you like something that can change the world for free, and then being the man who gave it to you, and then I see you selling it to people and making a profit out of it?
Yeah, you would get cheap.
Exactly. That's big disrespect to you.
Right? Yeah.
So guess what? You guys that are selling this truth, and you're not even selling the full truth.
Yeah.
You're still, even when you're so-called speaking the truth, you're calling on Jesus Christ. So it's even worse. You're selling a lie. You're selling wickedness, and you're making people pay for it.
Yeah, for filth and lucre's sake.
For filth and lucre's sake. So your judgment is even going to be heavier. That's why the pastors that have led Israel, have led the sheep astray. All right, even with Nate and all these other camps that don't preach under the name of Yahawashi and are leading Israel astray, the judgment is going to be heavier on you than it is the people that are following you. Because especially with these other Israelite camps, that they for sure have came across and for sure have watched the apostles break down the full, complete truth.
Yeah.
So they can't say anything.
Yeah, you got a lot of people who say they've learned from Sabbath, like, for example, this new group, Aramaic, the Sabbath teaches that Cornelius was even, you know what I mean?
That's why some of you guys take it arrogant when the apostles say that we have the 100% truth. And it's because it's just true.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with us, but you can still, like the brother just finished saying, like, there's certain camps that will say everything right up to like 85%, and the extra 15%, like that's still that extra 15% is just as important as the 85% that's right.
Or that extra 15%, that they're not telling about is their profit that they're getting in this,
Yeah, is that money? Yeah.
Yeah. Although they might know the truth, they're lying.
Yeah.
Like Nate, bro. Like, Nate is the biggest snake, bro.
Nate's huge.
How,
He's the biggest thing.
how do you go from saying, the name of the Lord is Yahawashi, and there's no other name, into saying whenever I hear anyone say Yahawashi, you know, I scorn them. You know, like, how do you go from that, bro?
Yo, that's at that point, that's a demon, bro. That's not even a human being anymore.
Right?
It's a demon. That's just a demon in a human's body.
You know?
And he's an Israelite. And that's why these Edomites, all right, the higher up Edomites, Esau, they look at people like Nate and they're like, yes, good. You know, they clap. That's like in Lamentations, they clap about that shit.
Yeah, and you know, the sad thing about it is that these people who have sold out, who are not speaking the full doctrine, you think Esau is going to allow you into his congregation when all hell breaks loose?
That's the thing.
All of you, like, you know what I mean? Esau's coming after all of us the same way. Nate, you know, all of these other camps, right? Esau is coming, you know, at us, who we call ourselves Hebrew Israelites, right? He's coming at all of us the same way, man. So you're not going to escape Esau's judgment, man. So by you selling out, you're actually doing yourself a disfavor.
Yeah.
You know, in the long run, you're doing yourself a disfavor. In the short run, you know, you might be living good. You might, you know, have the money to pay your bills or whatever it is, right? But it's only for a moment. We're not looking for a moment, man. We're looking for eternity, man. You know, and that's what we will receive, you know, under Yahawashi when we receive the kingdom, man.
Yeah. And you know, and it's worse because speaking on that point, that's a lot of the reason why these pastors and Jake, these 2/3, they preach what they preach. Especially the ones, really all of them that sold out. They sold out because Esau came to them one day, was acting buddy, was like, yeah, brother, yeah, how's it going? Yeah, we're going to do this for you, we're going to help your family. You just got to do this one thing for us. I know they hate us, but we got to make a world together, right? We got to love each other.
And
go ahead.
And the thing about our people is that they don't see the bigger picture.
They don't see the bigger picture.
If Esau wants you to do that little thing, in your eyes, you sell out so quick because it's not important to you. But you don't know about the long run, the damage that thing, exactly, the damage that it will do. Why do you think they're able to pay you so-called so much money to sell out? When it just comes to them, they don't care. But they understand that, you know, if we put Beyonce, you know, pretty much, you know, at the forefront and Jay-Z to push out wickedness, guess what? You know, we're going to pay them, but it's going to destroy a shit ton of Israelites.
Right.
You know? That is their goal, man.
Right. What's a couple $100 million to billion lives?
Yeah, hey,
a couple
man.
billion lives.
Kinda, you know, I forget who said it, but I'm not sure if it was the apostles, but you know, I think it was one of the apostles or one of the elders that said that, you know, when Esau comes out to you, he asks Jake, how much do you want? You know, because they know that you have a small mind. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, they're able to pay you a shit ton of money because, you know, you have a small mind. That's why they come.
Honor.
Exactly. You know, they ask you know, how much you want. You're like, you know, 5 million. All right, cool.
Hey,
do you know how much they're making, bro?
Exactly.
That is literally like 2 cents to them, bro. Like, imagine
these guys run the currency.
Yeah.
I got a precept here. This is Ecclesiasticus, or also Sirach, chapter 19, verse 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware.
That's right.
You know, and it says, and if for want of power he be hindereth from sinning. You know, that's wicked, bro. That's a real snake.
And it's very patient.
You're very patient. Because that's the thing, man. A lot of you Jace, see, it's even worse now because the truth is out about how Esau feels about you Israelites. And you guys know there's too many videos on YouTube. There's too much shows and too much right in front of you, right? Showing you that your enemy hates you. That these Edomites, they hate you. But you guys, because you know a few Edomites are like, even when this whole police madness went, and Esau was shooting down Jake, you had a couple Edomites in the crowd of Jake crying with Jake. You know, and being like, yo, yeah, I can't believe they're doing this.
No hand joining.
Yeah, exactly. The wicked should go unpunished. They shall not go unpunished. Don't you know that even though they're crying with you, they're only crying with you in that moment because in the long run, see, Esau does see the bigger picture. He's wicked. Because in the long run, they know, well, if I cry with you and be home with you now, I can have you as my slave in the future.
Yeah. They have a long-term plan.
A long-term plan. And Jake is all living about living in the moment. You know, and that's why, that's why two things of Israel needs to be destroyed.
That's right. And there's another scripture that talks about how when the wicked, they'll wait, and then when they find opportunity, then they're going to come and pretty much,
Strike.
do their wickedness. Exactly. This is in the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is no more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one that setteth his own soul to sale,
Sheesh.
because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
That's the life story of Jake.
Yeah. While he liveth, he casteth away his life.
It's crazy, selling his soul
Away his bowels. He put it to sale.
Yeah, he put it to sale. Yeah.
How much more am I gonna get with this person, or how much more am I gonna, negotiating?
Yeah, negotiating.
Hey, the scripture talks about not making a covenant with the wicked or with the heathens.
Yeah.
Right? When you sell your soul, you've made a covenant. Right? That's why when you don't, pretty much, stick to that agreement.
Yeah.
They get rid of you.
Yeah, they get rid of you. Yeah, they kill you. Well, first they'll take your money and embarrass you in the public eye.
Yeah.
Then you still want to rebel, then they take your life.
Yeah. Or if you're not even that important, to the world, as a celebrity, they would just pretty much, they'll just, pretty much, I'm gonna destroy your image and just let you go.
Yeah, because you're not a threat anyways.
You're not a threat.
Yeah,
Exactly.
See, we're a threat. That's why the scriptures talk about Jake, talk about how we're about to read about it in Matthew 10, but how they're gonna try to put us to death just if we don't take the chip. And that's why we're building ourselves up now by coming out here and preaching the truth, whether it be hot or cold. Making videos, going through the hell we're going through so that we're ready for that great time. While all you guys out here living nicely.
I remember the brother, out there in New York, that had canceled by DTA, he pretty much said that the Lord is preparing us right now to saying no to the chip, by the way of, when our family, they want to get together, during their birthday, what I mean, for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, what I mean. Although, you might go and eat, but that whole family, I'm a gathering where you're actually celebrating, that so-called, that so-called holiday, right? We're depending on, how long you've been in the truth, you've already, prepared your mind into saying no to this and that and that and that. Guess what? When Esau comes with the chip, our minds have already been conditioned to saying no.
Exactly. It's like we're training.
Exactly.
Training.
Exactly. We've been trained, or we're training in the moment.
The scriptures say rehearsing the righteous acts.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because honestly, I just finished telling my family. Mom's like, speaking on that, my mom was like, "You coming over for Christmas?" I was like, Mom, you already know. She's like, I know, but we just want to eat. Okay, just send me some food then. I can come by and pick it up.
Yeah.
If you're really telling the truth, I'll just come by and pick it up. Like all the other times when you say, hey son, I have food, you want to come by and pick it up?
It should be the same thing.
It should be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And she looked at me and she was just like a little bit emotional. And I was like, see, I know it's because you really want me to indulge in that spirit.
Yeah.
Right? And it's crazy because at first I used to be like, yo, why do you just leave me alone? If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But they feel guilty for what they're doing, and misery loves company.
Oh, bro, that's so true.
You know what I mean?
Man.
So they're like, fuck. Like,
they want to feel good about themselves.
Yeah, man, it's
that's
crazy.
Honestly it.
And that's your parent.
Because they see, they have an example of what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
right?
they know.
They
know
actually
better.
see it.
Yeah, they actually see it.
You're the example of what you should be doing.
Right.
And because, they're living contrary to what you're doing, it cuts them in the spirit. And that's why, like you said, misery loves company. So, they want to make you, come, and indulge in those practices just so that they can be like, you know what, so, it is okay then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we all good.
Because they see you doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true, man. And they'll do everything and anything to get you there. They'll do anything from cursing you out,
And
to
they know
making you feel completely bad,
Yeah.
or restricting certain things.
Yeah.
I remember when I was living in my mom's house, she was like, you know what, then if you're not going to come and basically celebrate Christmas, then you can buy your own groceries, you can do everything yourself. I was like, well, what's the point of me living here? She's like, exactly. I was like, all right, cool, I found my own place to live. Boom.
All because you don't want to celebrate
Yeah.
Christmas, which goes to show you it's like, again, women are emotional, number
Yeah.
one. And it's kind of like that one thing, you know, when
My
you're...
dad's not even like that. He doesn't even care.
Right?
Yeah.
See? It's kind of like that one example of like when you're in a relationship, you know, because you know women are emotional, right? You do one thing and like, oh, you don't love me anymore.
Yeah, the whole world's over.
Bitch, I've been living with you for goddamn like 20 years. Just because I said no to this one thing,
I don't
love you anymore. Like, what the hell? Like, where do you get that from? That's like, you know,
Yeah,
that's
exact same thing. Yeah.
Example, you know, because you don't want to celebrate Christmas, you don't gotta live here no more.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, like, I'm gonna cut everything off.
God, completely unstable.
Yeah. Yeah. It don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
All and dry.
And it says back here in Matthew 10, verse 9.
Eventually, too, and eventually they'll start to hate you.
Yeah, they will.
Because they're like, yo, this guy, so they'll start to say, I see, it's so confusing. At first, they believe, they agree with what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why they're trying to come up against you with it.
Yeah.
The scriptures say, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you're of Yahawashi, they hate us.
Yeah.
So if she really did think, or for example, in the beginning, they think you're, oh yeah, you're being smart now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Christmas is the pagan holiday. They get with you, and then when you take it to a level where you're like, no, I mean, I'm not going to celebrate with you guys. I'm not going to eat with you guys. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh. See, they only want to cut a little bit off. Jake is so wicked. They want to commit wickedness but have a turtle dove in their back pocket.
Yeah.
So they don't want to fully cut it off. They just want to cut off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you always use the example of a buffet.
Yeah.
Taking the truth is not a buffet.
Yeah.
You can't just
What's happening here?
We're talking about the truth of Israelites. And these people here on this side
Yeah.
are actually Israelites. You know about the Bible? You believe in God?
Oh, we got so many gods.
Do you believe in a higher power?
Yeah,
One
I
higher
do.
power, or do you believe in many higher powers?
Lots of higher powers.
There's
out
only
there.
one higher power.
How do you know?
Because the scriptures tell you that.
Well, a guy wrote that book.
So you don't have faith then. You lack faith.
You know, see, like, you know, it wasn't just a God. You know, it was men.
No, you see that.
Like it
that's
was men,
done
you know,
for-
who were given, you know, the spirit, you know, from the Lord. And it was actually our people
Yeah.
that wrote this book, not the white man. And that's what this world, you know, tries to tell you is that everything goes back to white people. That's not true. You know, the white man is actually the devil that the Bible speaks of. So,
Yeah.
you know, so basically, you know, this book was not written by white people. It
It's
was actually our people who are Israelites. And you're actually on here. You are from the tribe of Gad. You know?
This is your heritage.
That's right.
Oh, I see. I don't know if they do sweats in that book.
What's that?
Do they sweat in that book?
Sweat?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What
You
do
know, you cleanse yourself.
Spiritually, no.
Spiritually, you know,
Yeah.
we don't
Yeah.
do things like that in our native
Like
way.
it's here. Like it is here,
It's in
you
the
know?
scriptures.
And
Yeah.
you know, but you know,
Scripture itself spiritually cleanses you when you wake up to the truth of it. Like for instance,
of who you
go,
are.
Exactly. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that you probably go by North American Indian or a native, right?
First Nation.
First Nation. But according to the Bible,
You're from the tribe of Gad.
yeah, you're from the tribe of Gad. You're an Israelite. You're actually a son of the Creator that created everything.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you should also know His name and His power, and that's the
But
problem.
in our language, I guess, huh?
Well,
which
sure.
goes back to the Hebrew.
Which goes
is
back to the
actually,
Hebrew.
You know what you guys, you know, like when you guys were here first, you guys,
broken
you guys actually spoke Hebrew. You know, which is the original language.
So when your ancestors came here.
Yeah, but the white man, you know, after he had destroyed our people, which is you, right? You know, he pretty much like pushed out like his doctrine, as in like
That
as in
sounds
like
good. You
his
guys
languages and
try
so
to read
on.
the book, Sitting Book. Take away, that's the cultures right there.
Yeah, wait man, you know, like it's
Hebrew
all in
and
here.
this and Sitting Book, they sat
The culture
together.
is all in here,
Yeah, it's
man.
all in here, man. You don't have to read many books to get the truth about your heritage.
Yeah.
You just have to read this book, I'm telling you.
Like it's all here,
It's
man.
all in here.
It's It's all here, this is how we get healed, man. By actually understanding who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, and who the Creator is. What, is the purpose of man here. Why are our people at the bottom? Why do we have to live in the ghettos, in the reserves? All these questions, are answered here in the book.
Well, go give that book to the guy who will fix it.
What's that?
Go give that book to the guy who will fix it. Let him read it.
Fix it. Doesn't he
No,
fix it?
that guy, whoever putting us like how we are living
Esau?
today.
Oh, Esau. Yeah, the so-called white man. The
Yeah,
so-called
go
white man
give
is...
him that book.
Oh,
and
they
let him,
know. Oh, yeah, they know about this book. You're
well,
right.
they're not listening to it.
It's
then.
true. It's very true.
Yeah, go give them that book and tell them then maybe that.
But guess what?
Dumb
Guess
you
what?
up.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess why they're empowered? Because we went off as a nation.
Yeah.
So the responsibility lies back onto us.
Yeah.
You're right. He's wicked and he needs to dumb me up.
Yeah.
But he only got to that position because we disobeyed him. So he put us on the bottom and put our enemies at the top. That's why the so-called white man was able, because the North American Indians, the First Nations, you guys were very good when it came to war. You guys were in shape, but yet a man that's weaker than you, that was sick when he came over here, Christopher Columbus, all the illnesses they had, they were still able to conquer you guys, and not even just you guys, but all these people on this side. Every single one of them conquered all of us, and he's supposed to be the weakest and the lowest of the low.
Yeah, but we're slowly climbing now.
Slowly, absolutely. But
now,
that's,
what you see us, we have doctors and lawyers today in our culture, too, yours, mine now today. It wasn't like that before. It's all white lawyers, white women lawyers,
that's true.
whatever. Or white doctors and all that.
that's true, but
Here now, today,
Yeah.
we're slowly, not much, but we're slowly climbing.
Yeah, it's very true. But then you also want to ask yourself, how much time do we have to be moving so slowly?
Yeah.
Right? Because right now, if you look at the state of this society, the state of the society is completely broken.
It's finished.
It's finished.
This world is
Currencies, right? When's the last time you had a penny?
Oh, it went out a while.
Exactly,
yeah.
right? And then it's the same thing's gonna happen with cash.
Yeah.
And then what they're gonna start doing, have you ever heard of the RFID chip? You ever heard of the RFID chip?
Not really.
So what the RFID chip, if you want to bring that scripture out too.
Yeah.
What the RFID chip is, it stands for Radio Frequency Identification Device.
Oh, yeah.
You've heard of it?
Yeah.
So right now they chip animals with this device.
Yeah.
Right? Just in case they get lost.
Yeah.
And they're going to start doing that to people.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Okay,
hearing
so
that too.
now that is in the Bible, but it's called the Mark of the Beast. Now he's going to read it for you so we can break it down even deeper so you can understand. So this is coming soon, like 2019 soon.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great,
Right.
rich and poor,
That's right.
free and bond, to receive a
So
mark,
everybody on the planet to receive, right?
in their right hand or in their forehead.
Now when you look up that word mark, it's incision, something that you put inside of you. You cut your skin open, you put inside of you.
Yeah.
Okay, now go ahead.
And that no man might buy or sell.
So that's how you know it's currency based.
Oh, yeah.
Now with the RFID chip, what are they doing? It's a currency based thing. You can put it in, and then you go to the store, you pick up your groceries, put it in the cart,
Or you could scan.
and then you just scan, and then take out the money out of that chip, which is just like your bank card.
Your little future thing, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know the bank card, the little chip in the bank card, that's gonna be rolled up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the
But
mark
they're
of the
gonna have
beast.
to sneak it in you.
No, they're not even gonna. Well, see, actually, right
But
now,
you could say no.
Yeah.
you
No,
could.
I don't want that in me. Then.
Yeah, you could. But think
A
about
lot
this.
of people's gonna say no.
You
Yeah.
could, but this is how they started everything. When it came to, for instance, let's say when it came to homosexuality. Homosexuality at first was completely rejected, right?
Yeah.
And then slowly it slowly started coming in, creeping in. Now
No,
we're at a
but-
point. It's praised.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah.
They actually have
Gay pride.
They actually say gay
Oh,
pride.
yeah.
So it's like it's pride. It's like we should have pride for doing something that's against nature itself.
Yeah.
Isn't that twisted?
I guess so.
Right. So then with the RFID chip,
Eventually.
exactly. It's like yeah. Whoever wants it, come and get it. Come and get it. But
But then
guess
eventually it's like, if you don't get it, you won't be able to eat.
yeah, you won't be able to eat. You won't be able to get a car. You won't be able to get a job. You know, you won't be. They'll make sure that this RFID chip, this mark, will have all the essential things
That you need in
to
life.
live
Yeah.
in life.
Oh, yeah.
So they're gonna force you to.
Yeah, exactly. So that goes
You don't know how
into.
to hunt?
Hey man, you know,
It's true.
you know,
You don't need to pay for that.
But
You
you,
just
you,
go out
you need
and
a
hunt.
gun to hunt.
hey man, now you need a license to actually
Yeah.
be able to go and hunt, right?
Right.
But it goes to
You
show
don't have a
you.
license?
But you need a chip to get the license.
Exactly. So everything
I'll
will
be
go back
too
to.
old by then when they come there.
Hey man,
It's
honestly,
coming
But
soon.
my
man.
it's
people
here
will fight
already.
it, you know. Our people
Like
will
it's already
fight it.
here, and then
It's
again,
already here.
like it's already here right now. But you know what? You're gonna have people who are gonna reject it, which all goes back to ultimately having faith in the Lord, because the Bible talks about don't take that chip. When you take that chip, then now you are in agreement with this world, with Satan, because Satan runs this world, the so-called white man. You know, this is his world right now. But the Lord is coming back to deliver the men who did not take that chip, and the men that have faith in Him. So it's all about endurance, man.
Basically, because to endure, if you read
But
Revelations.
sir, but I really gotta go now.
Yeah,
But
okay.
no,
All
talk
right.
to you again.
Alright, cool. Because you had a good point about endurance.
Yeah.
Because-
The book of Matthew where it says that he will endure to the end.
Yeah, there's that and there's Revelations too. Either one, actually. It says exactly the same point.
Yeah.
But yeah, because see, like the brother said, you have to endure. But how can you endure when you don't know? Yeah, without faith. You don't. You know what I mean? You need to. That's why it's good to get into it now.
The Lord put a
Yo, he set it up nicely.
man.
He set it up.
It's like which
The
one are you
master
gonna
chess
do?
player.
You can't see any, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's like again, faith. The Lord shows signs and gives us examples every single day. It's
Yeah,
ultimately, to build us up into that moment to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna freely give up everything just to, have faith on Yahawashi shot.
right.
Right? This is the book of Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
But that he that's going to endure is going to have faith.
Yeah.
And that he has been building his faith.
Yeah.
And everybody was living nice, like everybody's doing now, going celebrating Christmas, all these pagan holidays,
Yeah.
doing all that type of wickedness or whatever they're doing,
Yeah.
that he, being the elect, are out here going through it. Because we chose to, instead of living a good life, we chose to live a bad life or to live a hard life right now.
Yeah.
So that we can live a good life in the future. Bruce Lee said, pray for the strength. Don't pray for an easy life, but pray for the strength to endure a hard one.
Yeah.
See, so it really falls back to, man, because faith, man, fearing the Lord is a gift. Because when you fear the Lord, you're gonna be righteous.
Yeah.
But even being faithful, having faith, you need strength.
Yeah.
So the Israelites don't want to believe, just like that man. He didn't want to hear everything, because he could have got the whole truth and understood this thing, but he didn't want to hear everything. So he didn't have the strength to come out here to see what we're doing and see himself doing it.
Yeah.
So really, it comes down to testing your faith. But
Yeah.
if the Most High, it comes down, if the Most High hasn't chosen you to believe, then that's just how it's going to be, man.
Yeah, because ultimately it's all up to the Yahawashi,
Yeah.
right? Everything is up to Him. Having faith, having fear in Yahawashi, all of these things, all these attributes come from the Lord.
That's crazy,
You know?
man. That's why it makes
man.
it blows my mind when men who come to this truth,
Yeah.
like, and
And they
they've been in
become
here for like
proud,
15, 10 years, and they're proud.
Yeah.
Or the fact, they're proud, but they think that, but more so that they can know all of this to such a detail, and really, just still be proud. It just makes no sense. That's how you know they have demons on them, like heavy demons on them.
Yeah, exactly. Which at one time,
Their judgment's clouded.
at one time, you didn't know who you were. You didn't know the name of the Lord. You were still going to,
Still calling yourself nigga, African
yeah,
American.
exactly.
Still going to university. How many of us go to university?
Huh.
You know what I mean?
God. And then, just a few seasons later, now you want to be on top. Now, you know all the breaks that, all the breakdowns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, man, just humble yourselves, man. Hey, at the end of the day, we're all fighting for that one penny, man. Every brother is going to have a different office, man.
Yeah.
Okay? So just, stick to what you know and what the Lord gave you,
You're a lot.
God,
Stay in your lane.
that's right, man. And pray to Yahawashi that if there's talents within you that you have, that the Lord has not revealed to you yet, pray, that the Lord does that so that you may be able to do more, for the body, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God.
But you got people who are the feet of the body that want to be the brains, man. You can't be the brain, you're the feet, man. You're supposed to be doing what the brain is telling you to do, you know, which is walk. You know, that's what you're supposed to be doing, man. You know?
It's order. It all comes down to order.
Huh.
Pride, foolish people hate knowledge.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, pride goes before destruction.
exactly, Khan. Yeah, that's such an accurate scripture because everyone that I think of that, you know, basically got to like that set up their judgment to be destroyed was prideful right before.
Yeah.
They wanted it's either they choked on some meat that the apostles brought out, or they were going through, or they saw another way out, or another easy way out.
Yeah.
Where they can make money and not go through as much hell.
Yeah, the
And
scripture,
not have to come out and preach in winter.
the scripture talks about going through that, you know, of a straight path, right?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, there's moments, you know, in this truth where, you know, you might have been like, God damn, man, you know, how the hell am I going to get out of this debt? Or, you know, I'm going through so much right now, how am I going to get out of it?
Yeah.
2 years later, you're still in the truth. The Lord brought you out, you know, even to a point that you had forgotten that you were in those situations. You know, you go through a lot of hell, but you got to stay on that straight path, you know, and that word straight means, you know, a path of difficulty, you know, a path of difficulty, man. So it's like, you will go through some hell, but you can't just give up, man, and just drop everything. You know, you got people who came to this truth, and then they didn't agree with one thing, and then they dropped everything. You know, there are no more Israelites. You know, the Bible is going on. It's like, God damn, man, you know, you just didn't believe in one thing. And that's the thing about it too, is that, you know, you might come across a few things in the scriptures that the Lord might not give you the understanding for it yet. That doesn't mean, you know, that you gotta pretty much, you know, disagree with it, man. You know, you gotta go, you know, pretty much with what the Lord gave you, the understanding, and later on the Lord might reveal these things unto you, man. You can't just drop everything down, man. You know, just like they say, you know, these people, you know, they threw the tub and the baby, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
And the baby one, yeah.
all of it.
God. That word that's saying is actually hilarious. Quick reset. On what you're saying. Okay, Ecclesiastes 7:14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. Yahweh also has set the one over against the other, to the end that man should find nothing after him. So basically, you have to understand that, you know, like what the brother was saying, you can't come in this truth and expect because you hear about all the blessings. I just did a video on that. Right? Just because you hear about all the blessings, the promises that Yahawashi has for Israel and those that endure, you can't sit on that. You have to earn that. You can't sit on that. You can't sit on that and say, okay, cool. When I get in this, man, it's about cursing out the white man, you know, finally getting back at all these women that treated us like shit, you know, and being a part of something cool, you know? And then, we're going to be gods, we're going to be like spiritual powers. Yo, yeah, it's good to know that. But guess what? Like, that's here. You're here. You still have to get there. Yeah. And in between is the straight gates.
Khan, I got a scripture for that. This is Sirach, chapter 11, verse 25. In the day of prosperity,
oh yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Khan, in the day of prosperity there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
That's why Paul said, he put that prayer out when he said, when I be abased, you know, roughly paraphrasing, give me the spirit to be abound.
I got another scripture for
And
you.
when I'm abound, or make me not so poor that I may curse your name, but make me not so rich that I may forget you.
Khan, that's in the book of Proverbs.
Yeah, roughly paraphrasing, or I think it's in this.
No.
Also, is it?
Yes, you know, like,
but that's a different.
yeah, like it's a different verse. This one right here is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me.
Hence daily bread.
That's right.
Daily bread, bro. When you come to this truth, listen, if you were doing nice before you came to this truth, expect to be doing all right when you come into this truth.
Or bad.
Yeah, oh, bad. Yeah, really.
According
bad.
to your definition.
Yeah,
right?
according, yeah,
Because
it's true.
everybody has a different hell.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
What may be bad for you may not be bad for you.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
And if you were doing bad before you came to this truth, expect yourself to still be doing all right, a little better.
Yeah.
You know, because it's about balance.
At the end of the day, you're actually doing great in the spirit.
That's all that matters.
So that's all that matters, exactly.
Well, I made a video. I was talking about spiritual bank account, man. You have to understand, like when you're coming to this truth, everything, like when you're going through hell, you just have to remember, I'm going through hell in the flesh. You know, and yeah, you might be going through it in the spirit, but everything that you're doing is getting counted as a spiritual bank account. It's for what's it called? The mansions that Yahawashi promised us.
You know, don't they say in the world, you know, that pain is only temporary, right?
Pain is only temporary. Nothing good come easy. All that stuff.
Or, you know, they say that, you know, my pain is weakness leaving the body. Right?
Yeah. The funny thing is, the men that will preach that are the men that will forget about that when they're going through hell.
Hell, yeah. Exactly. And it says right here, remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my power in vain.
That's it, man. That happens to a lot of men. That's why the scripture also say not to make haste when thou being put to a lower state. Be patient. The word patient means to suffer.
And then going back.
Learn to suffer, it's a skill. It's actually a skill. Learning to suffer is a skill.
That's right. And then going back to Sirach, chapter 11. This is I'll start from verse 25 again. And in the day of prosperity there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction there is no more remembrance of prosperity. For it is an easy thing. Salakia.
Which verse is that again? Sirach 25?
Yeah. No, Salakia, Sirach chapter 11, verse 25. For it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. And then verse 27, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and his hand, it's like it, and in his hand his deeds shall be discovered.
Very true, man. Because you can be going through hell for a week, and then you can be going through hell for a week, and if you gave up before, let's say, the next Monday coming up, you didn't know, like the Most High, you could have been going through prosperity for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Just 1 week to 3 months.
Hey man, you know, you could be going through hell for like freaking, you know, like 2 months, right? And then just, you know, have a glass of wine for an hour and forget about all the hell that you went through, man.
Exactly, exactly.
Yo, the Lord.
Yeah, the Most High is funny, man, because it's like, we're weak. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. It's like you're weak.
Yeah.
That's why, man, when knowing that kind of stuff, that should want you to want to be strong. Yeah. That should want you to want to be tested, just so you can show the Most High. Listen, I'm the man of my word. I did say I was going to go through this, and also because when we came, the scriptures say, when thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. We also told the Most High that we will give our bodies up as a living sacrifice.
Yeah.
So whatever he's going to do whatever regardless. But, you know, we told him that, listen, I'm aware that you will do whatever you want to me. Yeah. I'm aware of it. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to have faith in you. Right?
Cool. That was it on that one, no.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, we're going to close up. We're going to say,
the double
honors to the apostles, the elders of great millstone, the salutations to the elect, which is word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, death and destruction to the kingdom, to the Israel, and Esau as well.
Shalom. Shalom, man.